so there she is, the 1970 Ford Model T. And when I say Model T, I mean it in the loosest sense of the term, because this is a vintage disaster. If I didn't know better, I'd say she'd been left for dead somewhere between a junkyard and a haunted house. Rust, dents, spider webs. It's like someone decided to give up on her, and I was that someone, apparently, who decided, nope, I'm gonna bring you back to life. Why the Model T? Well, for starters, it's not a real Model T. I'm not that crazy. It's a '70 Ford Model T, which I think we can all agree is a lot closer to classic car than mobile garden. I'd always loved old cars, and there was something about the Model T's character. The kind of character that says, I may look like a rusty lawn ornament, but inside I still have a heart. And let's face it, I was in desperate need of a project that wasn't a Pinterest fail. When I first got it, I swear the car laughed at me. I opened the hood and immediately saw, well, let's just say if a car's engine looked like a forgotten science experiment, this one was a PhD in rot. I couldn't tell if the engine was supposed to be a pile of scrap metal or a work of abstract art. And speaking of art, let's talk about the rust. The only thing more stubborn than the rust on this car was my belief that I could bring it back to life without losing my mind. Every turn of the wrench felt like a silent battle against Mother Nature herself. You know how when you try to open a jar of pickles and it's just stuck? That's what the bolts felt like, except the pickles weren't getting any easier to open. First, I had to clean it. You ever scrub a car that looks like it's been buried under a pile of forgotten dreams for decades? It's like cleaning a pet that never learned to be housebroken. I'm talking soap, brushes, power washers. My neighbors probably thought I was out there performing some kind of spiritual ritual. But after hours of scrubbing and sanding, I could almost see the car I had envisioned. Next, the parts. Replacing a few rusted out bits here, swapping out the carburetor there, and oh, the thrill of finding a part that actually fit. It felt like winning the lottery, if the lottery only paid out in extremely rusty but ultimately functional car pieces. And then there was the painting. I didn't go for some flashy color, no. I went with that classic dignified navy blue. And by dignified, I mean it looked like I accidentally splattered the paint in a frenzy and called it art. Turns out spraying an even coat is harder than it looks, but hey, we got there, kind of. Maybe it wasn't a showroom finish, but it was my finish, and that felt good. But then, the breakthrough moment. The engine cranked, I turned the key, and boom, it actually started. I could have sworn I heard it whisper, "It's about time, champ." And that's when I realized I was in deep now. This wasn't just a car I was fixing. This was a companion, a friend, a project that against all odds was coming to life. First test drive. I won't lie, I was nervous. I mean, would the car explode on me? Would it sputter down the street like an old man trying to make it to bingo? Nope, it purred. Okay, it didn't exactly purr, more like a strained growl, but it was alive. I was behind the wheel, and for the first time in months, everything was right. The engine hummed, the wheels turned smoothly, and I was finally driving down the street in something that actually made noise when I stepped on the gas. And I gotta tell you, it felt amazing. Like all of the blood, sweat, tears, and a lot of curse words were worth it. As I drove through town, I swear the people were staring, not at me, but at the car. That was my reward. That was the I did it moment. It's not just a car anymore, it's a story of me, a rusty bucket, and way too many late-night YouTube tutorials. It's a symbol of persistence, of learning the hard way that not all projects are easy, but the best ones, the ones that stick with you, those are the ones that make you realize the joy isn't just in the final product, it's in the process. So, if you're out there thinking about restoring something, whether it's a car, a piece of furniture, or maybe even your own life, just know this. Sometimes you have to put in the work, get your hands dirty, and laugh when things go sideways, because in the end, the satisfaction of seeing something you've poured your heart into finally come to life, well, that's worth more than anything. And with that, I'll be back here tomorrow, spraying some more paint and fixing what's next on the list. But hey, that's a story for another time.